morning, Bayside. I am Cindy Frederick. I'm the upper school counselor, and I just wanted to give you a few words of encouragement for you and your children as we get through this very stressful and kind of crazy time. I want to first start off by reminding you that we have been through some very difficult things before in our past. Here at Bayside, we have been through some trauma and crisis, and of course, nationally, we have as well. But we have always gotten through it with resiliency and resourcefulness. And so, if I can give you any kind of positive words of encouragement is that this is temporary and we will see the other side of it. And so just helping your children realize that as well, and that this is not forever. The second thing I want to kind of remind you is that talking to your children is paramount. It is important for them to have a kind of a clear understanding of what's going on and what to expect. That doesn't mean that you need to saturate them with news coverage in the household. In fact, I think that's unhealthy for you as well. But talking to your children about the facts and what would happen if, and having a plan, and letting them know that you can get through any kind of those scary concerns together and cope with them. Speaking of coping skills, really rely on what works for you. And I think understanding that and going back to what has worked for you in the past through stressful times will help with this as well. So a lot of you, that is your faith in prayer and knowing that God is in control. And for others, it can be mindfulness, it can be yoga, it can be exercise, which is very important. Luckily, this is the spring, and so getting outside is really good for your children. And then identifying what those positive coping skills are for your children, asking them what gives them calm, what gives them a sense of safety, writing it down and looking at it, and actually in a list form can help them feel more secure. Also, I do want to talk about, I think the most important thing is routine, setting aside a time for everything in the day. The teachers, especially in the upper school, will be sending out a schedule for students to check in. It will look very much like a normal school day on some level. I think that that's important because this is not summer vacation. This is not something where we have a lot of leeway and leisure. So setting the kind of writing down what that schedule looks like for you, morning through the afternoon, and having that and really sticking to it can help them have a sense of normalcy. And then now to my seniors, I kind of really want to point out that I empathize with you as a parent, as a counselor, as a faculty member here at Bayside. My own child, Ash, is a senior at Swanee, and he's really grieving the fact that this is not looking the way that he thought it would look. There's a loss of traditions, there's a loss of expectations and of what should be happening. And I know that this is not what you expected. This is not what you planned and envisioned for the last several years. But I think maybe there's comfort in knowing that there are thousands of seniors in the nation right now who are going through what you're going through. And to really, even if you can't come together physically, of course, I think really remembering those fond memories and doing the group chats and reaching out to one another and supporting one another through this can go a long way. And then lastly, for everyone, I want you to kind of remember what Fred Rogers would say during a time of crisis, which is really look for our heroes, look for the good, help your children, point out heroes right now in the news, stories of altruism, of people who are helping one another get through this together as a community. I think really focusing on the good can go a long way. I know that this is a little bit of a scary time, but recognizing that we're together, we are a Bayside family, and that we're still here for you. You can reach me at cfrederick@baysideacademy.org for the upper school, Andy Millsap at amillsap at baysideacademy.org for intermediate school, and Christina Green at cgreen@baysideacademy.org for lower school. Even though we're not physically with you, we are always here for you in support. Thank you.